Southern Heights, Amanda.
Southern Heights, here we are. Oh my gosh. You know, it's prettier every time. Do you see
look
this?
at that.
Do you see that?
Boy, that's pretty.
We got to
isn't
find out what that is. Cause that just, that just might be one of the roads or the pavilion. We should name it after that flower.
Mark it.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, this is remarkable.
This is really beautiful. Welcome to Incredible Tiny Homes. Hopefully this is a future home site potential of Southern Heights subdivision here in Morristown, Tennessee. This is called the Russellville area, and this is where I'm from, of course, here in Morristown. And let me tell you something. This is stunning.
Yeah. This
is stunning. And you know, we probably wanted to touch on, it's Wednesday now, so we had a big open house at the Rose Center. To me, to everybody that was involved with it, it was a huge success.
Yeah, and the open house was, you know, people had any questions they wanted to ask about the development, and we had floor plans, elevations, and as you know, and you enlight on this too, but
sure.
We had, I mean, people come from all over the country.
Yeah, can I just say that every person that came was interested. Serious interested.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, and there was people who signed up as well. And we're going to give you a total at the end of this whenever we're talking about it.
Yep.
But it was, I was very impressed. The ladies did a great job. Ashley and Emily and Cruz and Melody and everybody that was there did a fantastic job.
And Will were there.
Tim, Will, everybody was there that was helping that day. They were working. They helped set up and everything. We had a loop going of a video of Southern Heights, which was beautiful. Carson did a great
job.
Showed the floor plans and everything like that. We also had visual, like easels up with the floor plans and everything for everybody to see. Had some snacks and everything. It turned out great. I just thought it was great.
People were asking questions about, hey, what a garage, what's it going to cost, single car,
amenities,
wider driveways, amenities inside. The one thing that just stood out for me is I think there were 3 different folks that drove down from Chicago.
So Chicago was 3 different people, sets of people. We had a couple from California.
Flew in
especially to come to the event,
the open house
from California. And listen, they're done with California. They're done. They want to come to Tennessee. They want to come to Southern Heights. They are. Their whole life is set up for this project. So we're very hopeful. We want to give the full chance of this project, so we can let as many people know about it as possible, because it is an unbelievable, or as I should say, incredible deal. I'm telling you, it really is.
Well, you know, everybody, not one person was talking about the price.
No.
They were like,
no.
When is this going to happen?
Yep.
Get us on board, Randy.
The biggest thing was is it going to go? Everybody's wanting to know, is it going to go? And we've got more people that signed on. And you know, here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we weren't too sure. It's like, I don't know. I'm not so sure, because, you know, people, you know, the economy, everybody is talking about the economy and, you know, sales being down. And it's not just in our industry. It's in every industry. There's something about an election year. There's something about, you know, with the interest rates are up and so much is going on. Groceries are so expensive for everyone.
Yeah.
Just going on vacation, doing anything like that has been affected this year particularly. Because every year, we've been in business for 10 years, and every year by April, we're slammed.
Yeah.
We're slammed. This year we were not. We were not this year.
No.
And it was a different turn of it's something that we had to deal with. You know, we had to have a layoff and things like that, and we had to reset and restructure our whole company, and it really worked. It's working out for what's going on. We got budgets, we're on schedule, everything is going great there. We are just now seeing, within the last 2 or 3 weeks, sales creeping up. Some things are changing, and it looks like things are moving back on a track that we're used to.
Yeah.
This is a brand new project for our company. You
Yes.
know, we do tiny homes. You're probably thinking, why are you talking about these foundation homes when you do tiny homes? This is going to be another branch of the company. So this is the brand new start of it, and it's going to be here in Morristown doing the Southern Heights subdivision. So we're not really kind of calling it a community. We're calling it a subdivision because that's what it is.
And you know, somebody had a suggestion at the open house, and I thought it was really great because they said, you know, I know it's going to be a subdivision and it's going to be a county, you know, owned, not county owned, but it's not a community that we own.
Right.
They said, are you going to have maybe a community center? Are you going to have a post office or, you know, like a coffee house or a little area, a little central area that they can hang out in?
Some perks for the subdivision.
And you know what? And normally you don't find that in a public community. And I said, you know, I'm going to look into that to see if we can put a public community area, then have some shops or have something that I can designate.
Well, you know, there is one particular subdivision here in Morristown. They have tennis courts, they have a pool, they have a clubhouse, and it's an older subdivision too. You know, it was probably started back in the 70s and 80s. Could have been before that, but to my knowledge, it was just in the 70s and 80s.
Sure.
And they have the same thing. So
well, see, I want that without an HOA.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and then they could be an HOA. I don't know. That's something we've always talked about. Randy schooled me on that many years ago. And it's something you want to keep the control because you want to keep you want to be able to have your dream come alive how you want it to be and to share it with the people who invest into the subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things where, okay, Randy, what's the plat layout of this? How is it going to be designed?
How's it going to look?
All right, so instead of us, we will have the plat. We're hoping by the end of the week our engineer is doing the plat. And the reason I didn't get a formal survey yet is because we do not want to put thousands and tens of thousands of dollars invest in this without it actually going on. So what we've done is we took the tax map, we're taking that map and we're doing the GIS, and we're going to make all the lots and roads in here as a preliminary plat that'll give you an idea of what this is going to look like when it's finished.
Okay.
Now it's going to change from that initial plat.
It's preliminary.
And what I want to do is, you know, make sure you understand that, but your lot sizes have to be 11,000 square foot lot sizes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be having. So I want to, you know, just so that you all are at ease about the size of the lots that you can have. Another one was, somebody said, well, if I want 2 lots, why is the one lot going to be $70,000 or $80,000 for an extra lot? And I said, you know what? Our allotment for money, and I've always been trying to be as much up front as we can about this.
Yeah.
Is that our lots, this project is going to cost $40,000, our cost of putting in a lot. Okay, that's water, power, sewer, streets, curbs, gutters. I'm considering sidewalks and street lights. Okay, these yellow jackets are getting me. Sweat bees.
Oh, sweat bees.
And
news bees, they used to call them.
News bees.
News bees.
And so, with that said, that's $40,000. If we sell it, and that's our cost.
Whether there's a house on it or not.
We got to make some money.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. We got to make some money off the house. So if we sell a house, a lot, and everything, and we make $25,000, $30,000, if we can make that, if it's all said and done, we need to add that to the price of the lot.
Right.
And that's the bare, honest truth of it.
But we have to. I mean, that's because we can't do a project where we lose money.
You got it.
And everybody understands that.
But they asked me, how come it's so much money?
Right.
That's the way it is.
Right.
So you guys will understand the economics in this because we're going to be honest and tell you, hey, this is what you got to do. These builders over here, they build 100 homes. You know what? They have to make money.
Yeah.
I'm the one going to tell you, you know what? This is how we're making money. This is why we're doing it. And this is how it's going. This is what it's going to cost. I don't care. So with that said, I hope we answered a lot of the questions at the open house. They were from California, Chicago, Florida. 3 people come from Florida, Chattanooga, Nashville, Knoxville.
Right.
So we had a great turnout in every single one of them.
We did. The guy from Ohio, there was a guy that came from Ohio. We want to do a shout out to Dennis, who actually helped us clean up before we left, and he was on his Harley. So
he was from Chicago.
Was it Chicago? I thought it was Ohio.
All the way from Chicago.
Okay,
man.
There was another person that was from Ohio then. I got that cross up.
Yes.
Oh, who was it from Ohio?
I know.
Well, there was somebody from Ohio, Myrtle Beach. Phil came from Myrtle Beach. Phil was from Myrtle Beach. Yeah, Dennis was from was Chicago, wasn't he? Yeah, that's right. Somebody else from Ohio. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Everybody was from out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
something.
know if one person would show up.
Yeah.
And I think we had probably 12, 13 people show up, couples, people that were interested, and all from out of town.
Well, I think it was a little bit, just
Was
a
it
little
more than that?
I think it was a little bit more than
no
that.
idea.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit more than that. But everybody was interested. Everybody was talking serious. They wasn't there just walking around
Excited.
and everybody was excited. And another thing we probably want to address is timeline.
Yeah.
So if they sign up for this, how much does it take to sign up, and what's the timeline on it?
So we got to the end of August, May, the first couple days of September. The owner of this property, they need their money by September. We have a contract with them, so we're trying to get it all together. Right now, the numbers of people interested.
Yeah.
We're trying to think we think we can get it to 35 home sites.
Really?
If we can sell it at 35, we can make it happen.
Okay, so how many do we have right now?
I was going to ask you.
Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to go over the if I'm not mistaken, was it? I can't remember the tax.
Was it 18?
I don't know. It's in your phone.
I think we're about halfway.
Okay.
Yep, and that's been the very beginning of this, and now that we're getting more and more information, and you get more interested on this. So at 18, and of course, if this doesn't come through, your deposit, your money, whatever, is reimbursed back to you.
Right.
But nobody wants that. They want this to go through.
They want this project to go.
Yeah. So we got 18. We're trying to make this thing happen. It's the least amount that we can, because we think once it starts, it's going to snowball and take over.
Yeah, I think so too.
It'll take off, So,
and sometimes people wait for other people to go on. They wait and see how many's going, is it going to go, what's going to happen and stuff. So you're saying if it's at 35, that we may call it a green light and go.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, and how that works is...
Because we had originally kind of thought 50, right?
Yeah, well, we have to purchase the property. So I'm looking into lending for the infrastructure. As we get the infrastructure, most people are going to finance their home under a construction loan.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we get draws, so we get their money as we build their home, which will finance the home, the construction. And at the end of 35, all the money that we've created, all the net income, if we profit, I should say, goes right back into paying for all that.
Yes.
Right. So normally a developer, they're not going to make any money until the back end of this development.
Right.
And that's fine. So we're looking, this is probably a 2-3 year project.
Well, and two,
to get it done.
we want to say too that the people that are paying cash, there's people that put $40,000 down. The remaining part of their money, when is it due to pay for the house to get going?
Yeah, when we start construction.
When we start construction. And that's no different than what we do with our tiny homes. So whenever you purchase a tiny home, we let you put down, I think it's like, I don't know what the amount is. It's sometimes we work with people 20% or whatever it is, but the balance is due 6 weeks prior to us beginning your tiny home.
Yeah.
So what we do, so we can have everything purchased, everything's there, everything's ready to go and paid for, zero balance going on and stuff. So this is really no different. It's something that we've done for 10 years.
So the 35 homes buys the land. Portion of that's going to purchase the land, pay the owner, he's good to go, see ya. Then what we do is we have a construction loan that'll build this community, the infrastructure, water, power, sewer, roads, and everything.
Yeah.
Once that's in, now we're ready to build homes. That's when we say, hey, we're about done with the infrastructure. We need to start construction on your loan. And all that starts working simultaneously together, because once the roads are in, we're going to have probably 8 or 10 lots that are ready to go.
Yeah.
And so we need to start construction. We go, so as the homes are done, the infrastructure's done, and everything.
Now, is the property done in phases? Do we have it kind of in our minds phased out?
Well, if we do 35, that'll be one phase.
Okay.
And then hopefully the construction people out here in Morristown and the world will start seeing all the activity and say, man, I want to.
And more will be added onto it.
Say, oh, it is reality.
Yeah, because I kind of want to like us walk over here and just get this shot right here. Oh, the flare. Get this shot right over here in the back. I want you to look how pretty this looks like, a meadow through here. Look how gorgeous that is. And that's just another part of this property. It looks like this all the way around.
There's like a view everywhere.
Oh, it's really beautiful. And it's up here off of the property. You've probably seen as we were coming up, driving up the depth of the property. Now, are you going to have it staying sloped and hilly and rolling hills like this?
Mountains, man. I can't move them, you know.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I can see the homes on a slope coming through. Some of them have basements, some won't. Some have crawl spaces, some have garages.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to have a uniform. So we're, you know, the homes that Tom picked out, I think will look so beautiful here. And if we pick out several types of fences that people want fencing,
Sure.
sidewalks, I'm hoping we can incorporate sidewalks and street lights.
Yeah,
and
that will come. That will come later. You know, we want to get your home up and going, and want to get all that going whenever. You know, once the project's a go.
Yeah.
So as soon as what? So projects a go, we got 35. What day could we start?
Well, there's a, you know, I did get a call from the mayor here in Hamlin
You did,
County, and the mayor said, Randy, you know, there are zoning laws and planning commissions and things that have to be passed first. And I said, yes,
Yeah.
sir. And I said, you know what? I said, we just didn't want to put the cart before the horse.
Right.
And either way, whether the side you're on this, it looks like either or.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? We need to make sure that we do have enough people to make this thing happen. I know it's a little bit unorthodox on your local developers. There's a couple local families that are very well financed, and they just put in a project and build homes and sell them.
Right.
We can't do that.
Right.
We like to sell them first and then put it in.
Well, and two, this is exploratory what we did. So we have to find out what the interest is. It's the same thing that we did with our tiny homes. Who's interested? If people's not interested or want to move to this area, because we're not only trying to grab, you know, local people there because of our following on YouTube and from tiny homes and stuff. There are people coming from out of state, from everywhere. So we needed to know what was the interest of people wanting small homes. We know people are interested in tiny homes. The only difficult part with tiny homes is that just a place to put them, right? So that's something we've dealt with for over, you know, almost 10 years. But this is a small home foundation, you know, subdivision, and we just wanted to know, and it's brand new to us. It's not new, of course, you know how to build everything, any kind of home, any kind of construction, log home, stick built, all that kind of stuff, residential, whatever. But we just needed to know what was the interest.
Yeah.
That's why we kind of go that way.
And we pre-sell them, and because you know the financing, the money that it takes to run this.
Yeah.
So I told the mayor, I said, yes, sir, Mayor, we do know all the steps in which to process this subdivision, and all the legalities and all the preliminaries and all the engineering will be submitted. And he was like, thank you very much for understanding. And I said, oh, for sure. You know, I had to introduce who we are and what's going on. And I told him, I said, you know, I just did not want to take up your time and bother you with frivolous information. Then we don't know really what kind of interest we had.
Right,
so
exactly.
As soon as we know, sir, we'll be submitting our engineer that we have on staff. We'll be submitting all the proper documents and forms, and we'll be meeting the planning commission, the zoning department. Everybody will know what's going on. I would love to have. I would love once have a road here. I'd love to have an open house. We'll have everybody come here in the community, and see what's going on too.
Well, and something that we really want to make sure that we hit home on is that this will be a separate crew that will be on this project. You know, just because we have other projects going with Incredible Tiny Homes and of course Incredible Small Homes now, one has nothing to do with the other, and that's something in the comments that's not getting across, and I'm not sure why, because they said, you know, how come you start one project and it's not finished yet and you start another project? It is within the future. You have to move forward, and this is a completely different entity. It is not taking away from the tiny homes.
No.
At all. Nothing to do with the tiny homes. This is a whole different section of the company.
Well, we've got a whole separate workforce. That will be here. Separate engineering, separate job supervising.
Separate
here.
everything.
The people that will be in charge are not and have not worked at Incredible Tiny Homes.
Correct. It'll be
So
completely
it's
different.
It's a different staff.
And hopefully that gets across now, because we just want you to understand that, and especially with, you know, it's not new to Randy. It was whenever I first met Randy, you might have seen the podcast and things like that. But when I met Randy, I really didn't know anything about construction or anything like that, and he's taught me a lot since I met him, really everything. And you know, I just did not know how all that kind of worked, and now I do. So it's like, you know, we just want to share that with you, because you might not know, just like I did not know. But one doesn't have anything to do with the other, and you have to look forward into the future for your company to grow. So you can't start one project, finish it, and say, okay, now let's start another one.
Yeah,
It doesn't work like that.
In time,
there's a lag.
We can't afford to do the lag.
Can't afford to do the lag.
Ford Motor Company comes out with a whole different truck or car, while the other ones are under construction.
Correct.
And design and go, and they've always got something new coming out. So it's rolling while the other ones are going out.
It's not a new concept. It's just something I think where we're a little bit more unique and different because we're tiny homes. I think that's kind of like it.
Well,
and the way we process, how we do things is different.
I think, Mindy, if I was Tesla or we were a big nationwide company that had a name in the Wall Street, they would say, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, you've got 10 different projects going across nationwide. But when we come across as just normal people, like the people that are watching this, it's like, how can you do that? How can that happen? And you have this done and that done, and it looks like, you know, the mountain has been hard. It has been a long process. But you know, we received that same sort of questions and comments when I first started the mountain.
Yes.
You know, so it's been what, 3 years, going on almost 4. That'll be this coming January. We'll have over 500 home sites that we will have accomplished.
That is crazy.
And taking on this.
It's crazy.
And we got 2 other communities across the country that we're looking into developing 3 right now, including Dunlap.
It's not going to stop here it's not going to stop in Newport. It's not going to stop in Morristown. And if this is all a go, and it kind of looks like it is going to go, Dunlap is another place, and we have property in Kentucky, in Paducah. We have property in Nevada, in Crystal, Nevada. So, and it's not going to stop there either. We want to do this nationwide. We want to do all of America, if not, you know, delve into outside of the country. Once we get established, everything going in the United States, there is a need. There is such a need for small homes, for tiny homes, for affordable homes, and both of those, it falls in that category of what we build. Well, let me tell you something. We picked a gorgeous day. I mean, listen, the summers in Tennessee, East Tennessee, here in Morristown, they're not extreme. You know, it's hot, but it's not extreme hot. You know, it is beautiful as you can look around and see the green. What was it? Is it Davy Crockett that said that Tennessee is the greenest state? You know, that there is in America. So I mean,
it might have been Daniel Boone, but
was it Daniel Boone?
Right here.
Yeah, they're both from right here.
Davy Crockett home is right over here.
Yeah, his little home is right over here in Morristown, Tennessee. Yep, exactly. And you know, that's probably something we want to touch on just really quick is literally we are 5 minutes from downtown. 5 to 8 minutes at best. I mean,
if it was dark, you'd see the glow of the lights.
Oh yeah, and as you can see out through there, there's town. I live just right over through there. I lived, you know, 15 minutes from here, if that, you know. So everything in Morristown is very accessible, very easy to get to. It's, you know, we have a lot of growth. We have got so many job opportunities. You know, we have factories, we have medical. We have got restaurants like crazy now. We've got hotels.
I remember 8-9 years ago, there were 40 restaurants in Morristown.
I know.
And then they put in, it is blown up.
It is blown up.
And you know what? When we first got together, when I met you, you told me that, I said, how far is this? How far is that? She said, everything's within 10 minutes.
Everything is within 10 minutes, and all roads lead to my house.
Yeah, everything.
All roads. You can get on any road, and you're going to be just fine.
They have the best road system here.
We have a great road system. Yeah, we got a great road system.
So, hey, thank you for
Thanks for watching.
The open house was a success. If you're interested in Southern Heights subdivision and a foundational stick-built home, please give us a call. Go to sales@incredibletinyhomes.com. Give us a call, 423-438-0111.
And also, we had people that were there. We had 2 different lenders that was there. So be sure and check out our sales team. Talk to Will, Coach Will. Even talk, I don't know if Tim is doing any of the Southern Heights, but Coach Will, you can get a hold of him at sales whenever you call and ask him about financing, because we had 2. We had a local lender here that was Ashley, and then we had the other one, and they can work with them too. So we've got some options for you. That's right. So we've got some options for you.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you. We're excited.
Yes.
Hope this treats you well.
Bye, guys.